Hey everybody! So today I'm going to show you how you can create a custom QR code for the students in your class that they can scan as they come and go from the room so that you get an automatically submitted form with a timestamp. I wanted it this way because I didn't want students trying to mess with the form as they come and go. So I just wanted them to be able to scan it and have it automatically submit as they go in and out of the room to make it nice and quick. So as you can see, the first thing I did here was I created these tags at the top, and that's because I'm going to be using an add-on that I have called QR code generator. I could create a QR code for each one of these individually if I really wanted to, but this add-on makes it so much easier. And as far as paying for things go, you can buy up to 200 QR codes for, I think it's $2.99. So it's really, really cheap as far as QR code things go. So I've got my names over here that I copy and pasted. This is just a random list of names I got from the internet. And over here is where I'm going to be putting my links for auto submitting. And here's how I get these links. I go to my bathroom pass form, and all my bathroom pass form is its title and its name and short answer. Then I'm going to go here to get pre-filled link. Once I'm here on get pre-filled link, I'm going to take a name off my list and I'm going to paste it into this spot here, and I'm going to say get link. Then I'm going to copy that link because I'm not quite done yet. Because if I just use that link, what it's going to do is it's going to fill it in, but it's not going to submit it. And I want to make it fill it in and submit it. So I'm going to edit my URL a little bit. Up at the top here, I'm going to go to where it says view form, and I'm going to change that so it says form response. And then at the end of the QR code, at the end of the URL, I'm going to say and submit equals submit. You'll notice there's some capital letters in here. I've had it not work before if I don't put those capital letters, so make sure you get the capital S on the submit and that capital R on response. Now when I press enter, you will notice that it now says your response has been recorded. So I can now copy that URL and paste it into my sheet across from the corresponding student. Now you'll see here as you go across that the only difference between these URLs is that the first and last name are in here. So if I wanted to, I don't have to go through that whole process again. I can just copy and paste that URL again and edit the name part of it. So I can change it so that it says Eli and Kanoof, who knows? And then, but I want to be careful in sheets because you'll notice that it's also attached to a link. So I want to make sure that I'm editing the quote unquote text and what it's actually linking to so that it really is linking to that student's submission. So I do that for each student. And once I have that for each student, then I'm going to go up here to my add-on, my QR code generator, and I'm going to open it. So I've already created a template, and I'm going to show you this here. So the template that I'm using is QR template. I want to save this as a document. I want size large, so I want large QR codes. I want a border around it. I want to use the second column to shorten the URL. And now when I go here and open, you can see what my template looks like before I run the program. So you can see QR, so I'm gonna have the QR code and I'm gonna have the name with it so that I can give the student theirs. So I've got all the things selected that I want. I'm gonna go ahead and select. I'm gonna say, okay, these are the ones that I'm looking for, and I am going to generate it. Bang. So here's my error in my mapping because I created a new one. I want to make sure that I've mapped. So QR is going to be the QR column. Name is going to be the name column. I want the name to be text. I want the QR column to be a QR code. Here's where I can decide what it is. Let's go medium. I don't need to shorten the URL. There we go. So now it's mapped. Sorry, I skipped that step. Now that it's mapped, we're going to go ahead and click generate. It's creating an output document. So it's currently processing all rows that have data right now. Obviously, these other ones will be blank since I don't have the links in those yet. I'm hoping that will let it process a little more quickly. And then what I'm going to get is I'm going to get a document that has my QR code and the name for each student. If I wanted to, I could take each one of these individual links and click on it and use my little QR code creator extension and create a QR code and copy and paste it into a slides document or another Google document. So I could do these one at a time if I didn't want to try to mess with this program. But this program makes it really slick. It creates all your QR codes for you. And like I said, you can get up to I think 20 QR codes are free. And if you want up to 200, it's $2.99. So it's extremely cheap to get quite a few QR codes from here. So we're going to go ahead and let this program run through. I'm going to pause for a second and we'll come back when it's done so I can show you the finished product. Okay, we are back. It's done processing. So I'm going to open my final document. Okay. And you can see that the students, these other ones, it made a QR code, but these are blank. They wouldn't actually take you anywhere. But these QR codes here are linked to a web address. When I scan these, it's going to go and just automatically submit that form. As we're moving into needing to be paperless and needing to be more sanitary, another really great way to do this is, especially if you were in like a middle school or high school setting, students could use their own phones to scan these as they come and go, and it would still populate into your form. So you wouldn't have to worry about students touching or handling the same materials and things in the classroom, which is a thing that I really love about this. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those down in the comments. And this QR code generator, there's some great tutorials online. So if you want help using that add-on, there are some awesome things that you can look at for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have luck with using this. It's something that I've really loved.